In this video, we'll be discussing how peak performing sales professionals use a unified sales process. A unified sales process is the best way to keep things orderly and consistent. Peak performing sales professionals know that if they use a unified sales process as a means to close a client, they will stay on course. They know that by using a sales process and modes of actions, they can observe and measure their course of achievement. They review their wins and losses to learn how they can improve their win rates and if there's anything else that they missed or what they can do better on those losses. Peak performing sales managers train a unified sales process and are more successful. By teaching a unified sales process, they can better manage peak performers by speaking the same vernacular at each stage during the sales process. I've had several experiences speaking with salespeople that by asking questions relating to the sales process, I uncovered that they skipped a step in the sales process, which usually ends up in a loss. The system we use is nothing new, but works for us and our clients. Here you go. 1. Develop a relationship quickly by researching the client and finding some common ground or some information on them and the company. Then ask a few surgical strike questions that positions you as the expert in your field. This will pique their interest in listening more. Rules of engagement. This sets the ground rules for what you and the prospect should expect from the conversation and agree to determine whether we should move forward or not. This should consist of giving an out for both you and the prospect. If there's not a good fit for either side, end the conversation. Do not waste their or your time. This usually puts them at ease if told up front. What are their fundamental buying motives? People make changes for pain or pleasure, but pain is the #1 factor that motivates change. 4, the economics, or how much is it going to cost them both from a business perspective and a personal perspective if they do not fix these problems or pain points you have uncovered and agreed to. Note, you want to shoot for a minimum of 3-to-1 return on investment once these problems are fixed. 5, who, when, why, what, and how. In other words, how does their buying process work and who is involved in making the decision? Note, the more you know about a client's or prospective client's buying process, the higher percentage you will close. 6, now is where you do the presentation or quote or proposal. 7, close the deal, you have to implement it and then execute. Note, peak performers like doing quotes or proposals via web meetings like Join.me or via video presentations like Zoom.us. With that said, face-to-face is still the best, but sometimes geography and time limits this. Action items. 1, use a software to do presentations, proposals, or quotes over a screen sharing web meeting. Here are a few software programs for web meetings: Zoom.us, Join.me, GoToMeeting. 2, develop, learn, and use a unified sales process, and super important, stay consistent. Greatness is being world-class. Sell to greatness.